Hey everyone, I'm your average guide Sahil Gogna. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we are going to look into everything you need to know to get a job as a software developer in Canada. And to answer all our questions, we have Sahil Sodhi, who is currently working as a software developer in Morgan Stanley, Canada. So without any delay, let's get started. First of all, thanks a lot for taking out some time and joining the talk today.
Thank you, Sahil. Thank you for having me.
So before we start, Sahil, can you please tell something about your background to the audience?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I'm from a core computer science background. I did my bachelor's from Vellore Institute of Technology back in India. It was a 4-year course. And then I was presented an opportunity to work with a supply chain and retail-based company. And I was working there as a software developer for 2 years. During that period, I realized I wanted to explore more in advanced software programming and explore some areas of machine learning. And that's why I decided to pursue my master's in applied computer science at Concordia University. It's in Montreal. And during those 2 years, I did one internship with as a full stack developer intern at a startup company based in Toronto. And now I'm currently working as a software developer at Morgan Stanley.
So Sahil, there's one question that students constantly ask me, that's about like what's the right time to apply for the job while you're in a university or at the college. So what was your experience regarding this?
That's a great question. In my experience, I think most of the students, they usually start applying for jobs 3 months before their graduation. So that's the time they can basically start brushing up on their skills, start applying on the jobs. They get a feel of what the industry demand is. But I feel like there are some big companies that have openings as a fresh grad. So they open their positions maybe 6 months to even 1 year. So if a candidate wants to apply for a job, I think they should keep an eye for those positions as well.
Okay. So for fresh grad programs, it's like we generally start applying 1 year ahead. And for the other ones, it's generally advisable to apply at least 3 months before end date of your degree. Sahil, what's the like general interview criteria for the top tier companies like the one you're working for?
So the general interview criteria, so based on my experiences that I had interviewing, so there can be two ways to go about it. The first one is either the HR select your resume, she'll call you and she can ask some general questions based on computer science, have some behavioral interviews. She can ask about past experiences you may have in your previous companies or internships, or she can directly reach out to you via email and she can send you a coding interview challenge that you have to complete within a deadline. And once you are through that round, you go to the next technical rounds. So whatever is whatever is related to your industry, that will be covered. And they can have multiple interview rounds. The technical rounds can vary anywhere between 2 to 5 rounds. For me personally, I had one screening round which was on via Zoom, that was done virtually. It was 30-minute session. It was totally completely technical. And after that, I had 2 rounds which were again technical rounds. They were 1 hour each. And generally, after that, candidates are extended an offer or they are given some sort of acknowledgement. But in my case, I had another round with the hiring manager of the team. So he again asked me a few questions regarding the behavioral interview. It was generally a behavioral interview, and he wanted to know why I wanted to work at Morgan Stanley and what my interests are. He just wanted to see if I'm fit for the team.
So if we talk about all the new grad programs or all the positions that you applied there which required the experience under 2 years, so what was your preparation strategies for the interview processes as well as the programming rounds?
That's an interesting question, actually. So basically, what I did was after I completed my degree, I took 1 month to brush up on my coding skills. So I was doing programming interview questions that are generally asked. So, and apart from that, I was also learning some new technologies, which was the demand of the industry in the jobs that I wanted to apply for. And apart from that, I also developed one project so that it could be live, so that the HR, she could see some work that I have done. That basically increases the chance of a candidate for getting a call.
So were there any specific resources that you were following to prepare for the interview rounds? Specifically if we talk about the coding rounds.
Sure. Since I did my master's, so I had some course material that was really helpful. So for coding interview, I think the Corman is the best book for preparing the theoretical part, getting an insight of the basic principles of the data structures and algorithms. And apart from that, I was doing coding questions on Lead Code. I think that's a very popular platform for solving coding questions. And apart from that, I think there are weekly challenges that you can do that they basically help you with the timing of how you solve a problem in a particular time frame. So that's really helpful.
And Sahil, while I was applying for the job interviews, so what I experienced that the companies they were also focusing on your personality, whether you are a good fit for the team or not, and also some of the companies they were more focusing on the technical skills. So what was your overall experience regarding the interview processes?
Yeah, that's a great question. In my experience, what I've seen is even if candidate is really well sound technically, you can of course prepare for the coding interviews. That shouldn't be a problem. But what I have experienced here in while interviewing in companies specifically for Canada is that they really stress on the behavioral rounds. So they generally want to know how the candidate is, if he would be a good fit for the team. I have seen if a person is not that good in behavioral round, but he's really doing well in technical, I think that would raise red flags all over the candidate.
Is there something specific that you did to prepare for these types of behavior interviews?
I think I did Google up some questions that are commonly asked in the industry, but they just want to know the candidate better. So I think the candidate should have a better mindset of how he wants to approach the problem. The candidate should always try to be positive, but he should always try to answer in a realistic manner, whatever he has the experiences in the past. So that's what they are looking for in a team. If a candidate is honest and he can be fit in the team.
And Sahil, if we think about the time while you're applying for the jobs, so were there any specific problems that you were facing again and again, and how was your job search experience?
Oh, so I think I did face plenty of challenges while applying for the job. The first one was, of course, we have this COVID situation, and I think those were the peak times when I started applying for the job. So during that period of time, the candidates were not actually getting too many calls. So the ratio of getting calls and the number of job applications that you were applying for was really low. So that was a major challenge. And apart from that, as we covered earlier, I was preparing really well for the coding interviews. I was really doing well in my technicals, but suddenly I was faced with this behavioral rounds, which I was definitely not prepared for. I didn't have the mindset for it. So that's when I took some time and prepared for them. So yeah, these were the two major problems I feel that I faced during my job hunt.
And Sahil, since you are 2 year experience, like you had experience of 2 years in India, so was this experience helpful in getting the job here in Canada? Because this is the most commonly asked question from a lot of students. They ask like, should they take experience from India and then come over here? Should they be like applying directly for the master's degree? And even if they require to have experience, like how many number of years of experience would you consider good? So what is your overall experience regarding this?
Yeah, definitely. Any company wants an experience to have an experienced member in the team. So that is beneficial to them so that the onboarding process is smooth and it doesn't take a candidate much time to start with the job. But what I feel is there is a slight advantage of the people who have experiences of 1 or 2 years over completely freshers. But since I'll say that there is only a slight advantage because we have experiences from India. So any day, these guys prefer a candidate who have more experiences in Canadian region. But I have many friends who were complete freshers and they were able to bag offers offers within 2 or 3 months. They have their own strategy while applying for jobs to have their resumes visible, to have their candidature visible. They made more projects. They were all live, and they were applying for a lot of jobs. So this basically improved their chances of getting a call.
So Sahil, what I got from your answer, having the live projects is very helpful, as well as you need to focus a lot on your personality, like not only the technical skills to get a good job as a software developer.
That is exactly true. So you need to maintain a balance between both the technical and the behavioral part. And the experience will definitely might help you to get through the first round, but you need to be prepared really hard for the subsequent round.
And also, if we talk about the salary of a software developer, so how much do you think that a software developer can earn if he has no experience at all, or if he has 1 to 2 years of experience?
So this, I think, generally differs in the skill set of the candidate. I think on an average, if a person is starting out here in Canada, so it can vary anywhere between 55K to 60K on an average for a fresher. And if a person is 1 or 2 years of experience, so he can get an offer anywhere between 65 to 70K. But again, it depends on your skill set. If a person is really skilled and has all the qualities the company is looking for, he can definitely get an offer that's way more than the figures I just told you about.
That's very true. Well, I guess that's it for our today's talk, Sahil. So before we end our talk, any final advice to all the viewers who are currently watching our video?
So the one advice I would give is always keep in mind for the candidates who are applying for a job is that the company who is interviewing you, they are putting in their resources, their time and effort into in interviewing you. So they really want you to get you on their team. So what I would suggest is, if a candidate has worked hard enough and he meets industry standards, then it should be easy for the candidate to bag a job here in Canada. So yeah, consistency and hard work is the only thing that a candidate should have.
Thanks a lot, Sahil, for your valuable time. It was really insightful talk, and I hope viewers will get an advantage from today's video. Thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you so much, Sai, for having me.
So guys, this was my today's video about getting a job as a software developer in Canada. I hope you liked it, and if you're liking such type of content, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe.